Hey guys, it's Island Man here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where France and the UK go to war. So the aggressor in this war took me a lot of time to come up with, but it will be the UK here. And no, I'm not saying that because I hate the UK. I'm not going to lie, I don't like the UK because of what they're doing to Ireland right now. I'm just not going to go that far with it. But yeah, I don't like what they're doing to Ireland right now. And what they've been, but yeah, so the UK will be the aggressor, and France will be the defender. So with this happening, yeah, the world is going to be outraged at the UK, but there will also be some countries who will be pretty accepting of it. So these countries will be what is it called? So these countries will be Portugal, who will actually join in the war on the UK side. And yeah, so now the UK has an ally in the war, which is definitely nice for them. But the thing is, France is going to take this lightly, and they're going to get what is it called? They're going to get Spain involved on their side. They're also going to manage to get Italy involved on their side, which is definitely helping out the French a lot. And after hold on. Sorry, I have to color in these Balearic Islands. But yeah, after a lot of back and forth with Germany, the UK and France trying to convince them to join the side, Germany finally decides to be a good guy for once and join France's side. So this isn't looking good for the UK here, as even Ireland joins the war to take Northern Ireland. But yeah, this is not looking good for the UK. But they will be making a secret alliance with the Dutch and the Belgians, and I know this isn't really realistic. But yes, this does in fact happen. And also, yeah, hold on, let me just draw in Luxembourg here. Whoops. But yeah, Luxembourg is like something like this. Hold on. Yeah, Luxembourg's like something like that. So yeah, they're also going to be joining the war on Benelux's side. And so now what is it called? The UK is also going to be getting one more ally, which will be Denmark. And so it took a lot of convincing as well, but they did get Denmark on their side because Denmark decided okay, why not get some territorial expansion from Germany? So yeah, Denmark does join the war on the UK side. And hold on, let me just color in this one German island right here. So yeah, this is what the war is looking like, and let's get right into it. Hold on, let me just color in the Faroe Islands. And yeah, Iceland is just neutral for the war. And yes, this is the next major European war over here. Even though it is mainly Western European, it is still the next major European war. So let's get started. So finally, the UK does make a move into Ireland, and what is it called? Hold on, sorry, that was an accident. But yeah, the UK will be making some moves into Ireland here. As they actually start crushing Ireland, because Ireland really isn't that strong. But the Irish aren't completely defenseless, so, and I don't like even saying this about about where my family comes from. But yeah, the Irish cannot defend themselves against the UK properly. So even though this happens and the Irish does manage to push the British back, the British do manage to make even more pushes into Ireland, retaking even this slight bit of land. Eventually, they encircle Dublin and some surrounding areas. Eventually, Dublin is crept up on, and with this, a lot of Ireland starts falling to the UK here. And even this large area, and these areas down here. So Ireland is on the brink of capitulation here. But finally the Battle of Dublin happens, and after a somewhat decisive military campaign, Dublin is captured by the British, and now Ireland will finally surrender. Hold on, let me just color in this area. So yeah, Ireland has now surrendered to the UK, And things went very well for the UK over here. But now let's see what's happening in France. So with this distraction, normally this wouldn't happen since the British Navy is very strong. But the French finally make a landing on the UK. Because the British were definitely distracted somewhat with Ireland. And they finally managed to even push back these forces over here. And even start to make a slight poke over here. But this won't last for long, as the British defense system is definitely very strong. And they do manage to push back the French a lot. But eventually this pushback will be stopped by French forces. And now Benelux is going to be moving into Germany here. As we see them taking somewhat of a significant amount of land. But the thing is, Germany has definitely upped their defense system a lot, as Germany is going to be taking over Luxembourg with ease, entering into Belgium and the Netherlands pretty easily as well. But the takeout of the countries won't be as easy. But the takeout of Belgium, Brussels is eventually captured and not really a decisive military campaign, because Belgium didn't really expect this response totally. But nonetheless, Belgium does surrender into Germany. And now just with the Dutch, the Dutch finally make one last push to hopefully stop the Germans here, like right back into Germany and like kind of like back into their own land, and even over here into Belgium a little bit. But this won't last for long, as the Germans start completely liberating all of the Netherlands, and they've taken back all of their old land. And now finally, the Germans approach Amsterdam and push back even more over here. And now the Battle of Amsterdam happens, and after a decisive military campaign, the Germans win. And I don't know if I've been saying British that entire time. I'm sorry if I was. But yeah, now the Netherlands surrenders. And so things are not looking good for the Axis powers here. But with this whole distraction, Britain losing a couple allies, the French will make even more pushes into the UK. And will you look at that, some Irish rebellions will start over here. And also kind of near Dublin, but not really. So yeah, Ireland starts falling back under Irish hands, I guess, with the help of the French definitely. As the UK does start losing, but there will be some other countries who are also going to start to push in with the UK here, and those countries will include Denmark, who's going to do what they can, but honestly they can't do much as they're surrounded by a very powerful Germany. As the Danish will they'll send like pretty much like half of their army into Germany, making probably this amount of progress, and encircling a small area of Germany. And also getting over here. But yeah, they weren't really able to do much to Germany, even though this looks like a lot on a map. It doesn't really do much to them, like I guess in reality. As Denmark starts getting crushed, Germany takes back their little island over here. And Denmark is eventually almost completely kicked out of Germany. And finally Germany makes their first, I guess, offensive into Denmark and takes out that island. Hold on, let me color it in better. And why can I not color this in? But okay, yeah, there we go. So finally the Danes are pushed all the way back over here. The German land they've taken surrenders into Germany. And now finally there's landings over here. Copenhagen is eventually captured, and I think it's on this island I'm coloring in right here. And yeah, it wasn't really even a decisive military campaign. But yeah, with this, Denmark will surrender. And so things are really not going too well for the British here, as what is it called? As even the Portuguese start to get involved a little bit in Spain. And hold on, let me just make that slightly better so it doesn't look like they invaded within Spain, which is nearly impossible. So yeah, the Portuguese will be rising up in Spain. And also an Axis power will pop up here. Catalonia will be declaring its independence, and I think Catalonia is like something like this. If I'm right, that is. So yeah, Catalonia will be declaring its independence. And so this will help Britain greatly, as now they're finally hearing some good news about this war instead of the Allies just capitulating all their countries. But yeah, Catalonia is, so even though they did rebel, they're gonna hop right in on this war as they know the Axis might actually win. But yeah, with this great news, Britain's morale will jump up a lot, and they'll actually start completely pushing back the French. They won't be able to push them all the way back, but they will be able to push them mostly back. And the Irish will be completely retaken. Well, Ireland will be completely retaken. And so yeah, things are finally going Britain's way now, as they even managed to make a landing in Benelux here. And yeah, they also recaptured Luxembourg, and they start capturing these areas, and they even make a slight landing into France. But once again, the Allies are very strong, force. And right before they can make a landing into Denmark, that landing is immediately destroyed by Germany, and everybody responds kind of harshly to this. So Catalonia is completely wiped out by Spain here. Barcelona is captured in a decisive military campaign, and finally with Barcelona just kind of being like this, they just surrendered. So yeah, Spain is now taking all of It's now taking all of Catalonia, and I know the borders with Andorra are not that perfect at all. But yeah, and the Spanish do manage to push back the Portuguese a lot. So yeah, now there will be some really bad news happening for the Axis, but also some really bad news for the Allies as this front over here has happened. But now this front in France is completely kicked out, and Belgium is starting to get French liberated again, along with German liberated in the Netherlands, and I guess some of Belgium even. But yeah, eventually the British naval landing is finally kicked out of mainland Europe. But with this distraction, Britain will take back all of the British Isles. And even though that defense force was strong, the French defense force was strong, it really didn't go too well for all of them. But yeah, now the war is kind of at a stalemate here, and yeah, Italy has been sending assistance, by the way. So yeah, now the war is kind of at a stalemate here, but that stalemate will eventually be broken when Scotland and Wales want independence. So Scottish rebels are going to be breaking out over here, and also some Welsh rebels are going to be breaking out over here, which is not good news at all for the UK. And Wales manages to, the Welsh rebels managed to take over Wales relatively quickly, and with these. And for some reason I forgot to color in the Faroe Islands when the Allies did manage to take out the Faroe Islands. So yeah, they just do that real quick, and Scotland starts pushing even more into the UK, even more into Scotland. Eventually, this part of Scotland, British Scotland finally just surrenders, and their little island is also taken because they know the British will plan something shady over there. So yeah, this island is just Allied liberated pretty quickly. But yeah, now Wales and now Wales and Scotland have officially joined this war. And will you look at that, once again, another Irish rebellion. And yeah, there was a little piece of Ireland that wasn't colored in, but we'll just say that was part of Britain for the scenario. And with the UK kind of collapsing, Ireland does even manage to take Dublin in this part, of I guess, of Ireland. Well, British Ireland surrenders now, and also this part of Ireland is finally nearly taken, and now it's completely taken. But with Britain collapsing, France is going to respond in full force, as they will be making another military landing over in Britain, and taking out a lot of England, along with the Welsh over here, and also with the Scottish. And now finally, with Ireland not really being too stable in British hands, they're finally just going to fall over to the Irish. Well, I guess all of Ireland would fall over to the Irish, my bad. Even though it is very defensive over here to keep this bit of Northern Ireland, they don't. Because the Irish are definitely stronger now, and with international, and I guess with support from the Allies, yeah, they'd just be able to do it. And what is it called? So now the UK, even though it's about to collapse, they will be making one last attempt in Gibraltar to salvage themselves. As they make a landing here in Gibraltar and start to expand into Spain. Portugal starts taking back a lot of their Spanish lands. And yeah, this isn't looking great for Spain, as Catalonia even redeclares somewhat of independence over here. But yeah, the Spanish won't respond well to this at all, as they're kind of pissed off that this even happened. They'll immediately say to Catalonia, "You get away from us." And yeah, that happens. And finally, the supply route between Britain and Portugal is broken. And now Portugal is getting rolled over by the Spanish, and Spain is looking to capture Lisbon soon, as Spanish Portugal over here at least surrenders. This part of Spanish Portugal has fallen. That part I guess they didn't take out, and there was a little supply route, but like the main one was taken out. So yeah, finally Lisbon is captured, and the rest of Portugal just surrenders. And so yeah, now was a very decisive military campaign over here in what is it called? Over here in like the Gibraltar, in the expanded Gibraltar. What is it called? The British are completely pushed back, and eventually the British just surrender over here in Gibraltar. But yeah, things are not looking too good for the British now, as even the Irish managed to make a landing over in Britain, as they have also joined the war. And now the Scottish managed to make some pushes. And now, I guess England or whatever just surrenders. And so, yeah, I'll come back to you guys with the peace treaty in just a second.